Hi, my name's Wendy Monday. I'm a real estate agent in Nashville, Tennessee, and today we're going to talk about building a DADU in your backyard. A DADU in Nashville is a detached accessory dwelling unit. In other parts of the country, you just call them ADUs, accessory dwelling units. I'm here today with Tony Hirsch. He is the owner of Artisan Build Construct.
That's right.
And he's, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell us from the builder's perspective, someone who actually knows the nuts and bolts of this, how the process works. So we're standing here at a house in Salemtown in Nashville, the Salemtown neighborhood. It's 1815 4th Avenue North. It's in a historic overlay. It's a single family house, and it does not have a garage in it currently. It is zoned to be able to add a garage with a detached accessory dwelling unit above it, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So Tony, you've built a lot of these in Nashville, right? Mm-hmm. Like how many over the past several years, do you think?
We're a little over 25.
Yeah? 25? That's nice. And you got how many?
Give or take.
Yeah, give or take. I won't hold you to it.
Different phases too.
Okay.
Fully completed. We do dry shells. We do fully, from beginning to end.
What's a dry shell?
A dry shell is when we build the unit and it's clad with siding, doors and windows are set, it's got a roof, but the interior is not complete.
Okay.
So it's just subfloor and stud walls.
Okay. So you've got a few going even right now?
Yes,
Okay.
3 currently.
Here in Nashville. Okay. So when someone comes to you and they want to build one in their backyard, or they're just hoping they can, what's the first part of the process?
Understanding what you can build. So we're going to want to get a survey that understands our zoning prohibitions, understanding the neighborhood. As Wendy said, this isn't a historic overlay, so there's certain restrictions on height, size, orientation, massing, the windows and doors, the siding. All of those components are what we begin to understand, and then we move into the design.
Okay.
And we get an architect to draw it. They also adhere to all the overlay or the particular zoning restrictions of that house, of that address.
Now, the big question that people have after, can I do it, is how much is this going to cost me and how long is it going to take? And I know that there's a wide range on both of those answers, but can you give me your perspective on it?
Yeah, cost is going to be driven not only by size, but some of the infrastructure things that are necessary. Typically, we are using the electrical, the water, the sewer from the existing house, and the condition of those infrastructure items will dramatically move the price of a build. We see dry shells anywhere from the $130,000 to $160,000 range. We see full builds going from the $180s to $275 on average. Okay. But you can get into the $350,000, $400s easily, especially with site work. If we've got a sloping lot where we need retaining walls or some sort of drainage, all of the site work and infrastructure will drive your cost and move them across that continuum of pricing. Okay,
so a house like this, where this was fully renovated within the last 10 years, we're on an alley. Mm-hmm. It's not that far actually from the house to the alley, and it's a fairly level lot. Would this be more on the lower end side or the higher end side?
Yeah, you probably, for a full completed kitchenette, apartment above the garage, looking at somewhere between that 450 and 500 square feet, you're probably going to be somewhere in the 225 to 275 range.
Okay.
All in. And that's with, not quite builder grade, a little bit more elevated in finishes. That's full tile showers, bathrooms, kitchenette. That's a mini split system for HVAC in the upstairs living room, and then our living area, and then you'll have the garage below.
Yeah. And that, I think, is the value proposition that people don't think about. You're building a garage for your cars, and then above it is an income producing asset. So in the best of all possible worlds, that you just built yourself a garage for free.
Yeah, not only that, it's not just income producing. We see so many people use them for offices here in Nashville, for music studios or work studios, for their workout room. It's an extension of living space for the primary structure, and that's where in-laws will visit and stay. And it's nice to put your mother-in-law in a separate space because they talk a lot and they come at you. Sorry.
My mother-in-law's not watching.
Yeah, mother-in-law, but that's why they call some of them. We label them mother-in-law suites.
Yeah.
She needs her own space.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Well, it actually is. I think space is nice for everybody. Yeah. Everybody has enough space and enough separation. It's nice. So, what about the time period? Like, if I started this today, this is a raw lot, and we had to go through the survey and the site work and the design and construction. When could I actually walk up there and put my home office in it or have guests stay in it?
From that initial conversation and getting the survey back, we might be 3 to 6 weeks, but Then your design might be another month and a half, 2 months, depending on what plan you're using. But the build itself is going to take somewhere between 5 and 6 months. So you're looking at approximately between 5 and 7 months before you say, yes, let's do it. And hey, where's the mother-in-law going to stay?
Yeah, yeah. If you want to be in by Christmas, then you need to start somewhere around March.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need to have enough of a window. There are always the caveats. If you're in a historic neighborhood, you're going to have historic inspections. They're going to inspect the framing, they're going to approve the window and door package, the eave heights, and that may extend the timeline a bit.
Okay.
But typically 5 to 7 months.
Okay. What am I not asking about building a DADU that I should ask?
Just being really transparent with the builder about the infrastructure notes, the things that you want to include later. Maybe you want to put a plunge pool. Maybe you want to do hardscaping. Well, you want to have all of those things in your programming notes from the very beginning, so you're not doing work that's going to inhibit the future use of the property.
Right.
And so having a full program of what you want done is a really good thing.
That's a good point, because really here, you could put a pool here.
Yeah, and that's becoming very popular to put a plunge pool in.
You could put a plunge pool here and then have the DADU, and then this would all be, one continuous thing. That'd be nice.
A very nice property.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would like that. And I have seen that a lot, where
It's
there's a lot of
very
hardscaping,
common.
because in an urban neighborhood where there's a lot of walkability, and if you want a lot of walkability, you have to be, in a more dense neighborhood. I see like the play set here and the pool here and the garage DADU here, and not a big expanse of green grass, but everything's kind of very efficiently placed inside this envelope.
We'll see outdoor kitchenettes, things like that, grill spot, hardscape patio, fire pit, things like that become part of the whole program of DADU, and we know we're going to put in a pool. So let's make sure our underground utility lines. What else you should ask, another big thing is, do I have to upgrade the power to my primary structure? And the answer is it depends. Most people are opting for car chargers.
Yeah.
And if you're going to put a car charger in, that's going to add somewhere between 50 to 70 amps. And if you've got a 200 amp service and then you're 100 amp there, you're going to probably need to move the house up to 400 amps.
Okay.
That's a big one.
Okay. All right. Anything else that I'm not asking about this process that I should?
You should be really nice to your builder. Always. Could be, that's like, they like tacos. Or, things like that is a good thing to open the door with your builder.
Good to know.
Buy him a sandwich. He likes those.
Yeah?
I don't know. You can take that out.
Okay. No, I like it. Well, hey, I really appreciate you.
Thank you,
for
Wendy.
doing this today.
Yeah.
All right.